Take two. All right, well, welcome back to My Yard is My Garage. I'm Bishop, your host, and my yard is my garage. All right, so I showed you that last time. Tires, rims, we have those. But now I actually have the proper ball joints in my hands. So let's see if we can throw the front end under this thing. Okay, we're working on the driver's side of the car, captain side. We have our new spindle. We have our disc brake caliper new holder on here. These need to be tightened down to 95 foot-pounds. And then we have it here, our new ball joint that will go on the back side here. Make sure our holes line up. Yep, looks good. And our kit came with hardware to attach this here. But I'm gonna see if I can tighten these down without having to be in a vise. Just so I can, these need to be tightened down. Well, that's not easy. All right, let's put this new ball joint on here. Okay, the flat part here lines up with the hub assembly here. Make sure you pass your bolts through the back side. So the nuts are on the inside here. All right, these get torqued down to 95 foot-pounds. All right, easy. All right, this portion of the assembly is done. We can get this back in the car now. Well, actually install it for the first time in the car. Now, it is possible, and I did not do this, to put this on the wrong side. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. You may want to take silver paint, one of those little paint pens, and just say R and L, so you know which one is which. You know, while we're here, let's go ahead and put our new Zerk fitting on. You know, a little bit of wisdom here. Let's wait until we get this installed on the car before we put that Zerk fitting in, so we don't drop it on the Zerk fitting, bend it off, or wreck it. All right, let's see how much of this we can get caught with. All right, so you're familiar with our assembly we just put together. Let's take our castle nut off the bottom ball joint here. Okay, while you're doing this assembly, don't put the bump stop in here yet. That's gonna make it a little bit tough when we go to put our torsion bars in. So we have undone our castle nut on our bottom ball joint. Let's see, I'm gonna bring you in closer so you can watch this part. All right, so we have our spindle. There's our lower, where our lower ball joint goes. Put a few threads on her. There we go. Okay, now let's mate it to the upper. Just a note, so there's a Zerk fitting on top of this too. You can see the spot for it right there. Yeah, make sure you take the, the delivery cap off of that. All right, so let's see. Here's something to note. So you will see that the cotter pin hole is kind of facing this direction. We want it to face north-south on the car. So when we put our cotter pin in, we can easily push it in, pull one clip this way, pull the other clip that way, cut it short, and it's going to be nice. If we leave it this way, we're not going to be able to put that cotter pin in. There's going to be a bunch of clearance issues on our spindle assembly. All right, let's get this up in here. Alrighty, put our nut on the back side. Right, so we tentatively have our assembly in. We have our upper ball joint, at least the bolt or the nut is on, and our lower. You can see we've started it here. The kit came with these. That's a Zerk fitting, invented by Mr. Zerk. It's got a little dimple on the top. That's a tiny ball bearing, and there's a spring in there. That's so you can grease these with pressure, and it'll keep dirt out.
2 weeks later.
I see you lose a little dexterity with rubber gloves on. And you just snug this. You don't ooga-dooga this thing. There we go. This is a 9mm MM. I would suggest making sure that the spout is pointed that way, not that way. It's easier to put grease in. It's a little loose for a 10. Wow. It's actually American Standard 3/8. Shocking. All right, we'll just face it straight out. Make sure our spindle is straight. Yep, easy access. All right, next you'll want to torque down your stabilizer rod to 65 to 75 foot-pounds. I've just done that, used my 7/8. No footage of that, so you don't get to hear me swear and scream and strain. Next, we have some Monroe shocks. There's our part number. I think these are blue. The stocks may have probably been black. Yep, blue. Get yourself some of these. Tub of towels is amazing. All right, so let's cut off what remains of the old rubber. Wow, boy, that's gonna be. Boy, that's gonna make me get a chisel. Gonna use my Milwaukee chisel. Oh, I guess I should have charged it, huh? Okay. You'll notice on the shocks here, the rubber grommets, it's got a small edging and a larger edging. The larger edging is one that's going to go down on that hole there. And then on the underside, this one will come up there. So this smaller one will be facing the washer. Facing the cup washer. Like that. Like that. You'll see it when I put it on there, but there, preview. Okay, out of the box, this is what we have. Typically these, and it's sharp around here on the edge, so please wear gloves. Typically there is a plastic kind of retainer that keeps these down short like this, so you can fit them up in there easier. Well, it's not the case with us. All right, so put your rubber washer, grommet, and your metal washer on here. Comes up through the front, up through the A-arm. Make sure you compress it first. There in. We'll have to steer it up through the hole. All right, let's go tighten it up above, and then we'll tighten it down below. All right, we center that on the hole. We use that larger circle on this end. Kind of screw it in there a little bit. Make sure it's on there tight. Drop our washer and our nut. All right, we're going to put a small crescent on that, or a small wrench, and tighten it here. Oh yeah, these ratchet wrenches are handy. All right, so you go till it's fairly tight, then go a quarter and then 1/2 more. I'm sure there's a foot-pounds on these, but I'll look that up later. All right, we're gonna grab our multi-tool. That's a punch. Yep, coming out the other side. We're going to put that punch on the back side too. Just let it dry. Look at that. Easy as pie. I think a 2 1/4 bolt would have been better. There we go. Solid ooga dooga, locked in. Well, we finished buttoning up a lot of our front end. We have made a lot of progress today. I'm going to go ahead and call it, and we'll start in. It's going to start raining, and so maybe I'll have to do some work inside, well, my shed. So. Thank you for coming along on My Yard is My Garage. I'm Bishop, your host. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you like to be notified when the content drops, go ahead and hit the bell. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. All right, well, we'll see you next time. Thanks again for coming by.